right? After everything you heard from Emily, saying I'm right, Haley's right, that this is all true, she now is threatening to sue us. Well, not anymore, because she did back down.
Because I want everyone to know this, and I want everyone to hear this. Okay? So, in the meeting yesterday, if everybody listened to that, Pastor told me not to listen to Reagan's message. And I was like, whoa, it must have been really horrible. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to go watch that video. What are they all talking about? And I went and watched it. And I missed like the last 10 minutes because I couldn't anymore. I was like, what is Pastor talking about? He got caught up on like, well, there were some lies in there. Like the girls only have one bathroom. Yeah, because the other one's mom and dad's. Like that was the one hiccup he got. Like that wasn't true. And like I'm listening to it all and I'm like, but this is all true. Dad needs to hear this and you're not gonna tell him. I'm like, what is Pastor's like? Yes, we can give grace, but what the heck? So, and then I'm going to call Pastor and I'm going to ask him why he thinks this video is wrong. And then I'm going to tell him everything in that video was correct. Everything that man said is correct. Reagan is right. Reagan hit everything right on the nail, guys. And if you haven't listened to it, you should listen to it. It was so validating. Haley was right. It was so validating. And this is the first time I've been able to cry over the last week and a half that we've been dealing with this. Over what mom and dad did to me. I've cried over what mom and dad did to everybody else. But I have shoved it away because I'm like, I'm healed. It's fine. Everything's fine. I just got to keep it together for everybody. But Reagan was so right, guys. And there's no reason for that video to be taken down. Because when you confront this seems harsh to him because he's not in this. This was going on under Pastor's supposedly watchful eye. I have tried talking to Mom before about things that she hurt me with, and 9 times out of 10, I ended up being the one apologizing to her. If Mom wants to treat me like the enemy, let her. I will be the enemy. I will fight. Because I'm done being Mom's little plaything. I'm not going to allow Pastor to tell me what I should and shouldn't feel, or how I should and shouldn't react to certain situations. He did not go through what I went through. He did not feel what I feel. Mom has hurt me long enough. She's controlled my life long enough. I am going to call Pastor when I'm a little bit more calm, and I'm just going to tell him, ask him why that video needs taken down. Like, reiterate, please tell me exactly why you think that video should be taken down. And then I'm going to tell him, why would you take down something that's completely true? Just because it makes you feel uncomfortable. So yeah, I wish I'd listened to it before I went, honestly. And I could have defended Haley better. I know in that video, it probably sounded like we kept throwing Haley and Mackenzie under the bus, mainly Haley, but I was trying to be very careful what I said because I didn't want there to be, I know that he hears Mom and Dad's side of everything. And he's always been on their side, so I had to be very careful what I said, knowing that it could be taken wrong, but also knowing everybody's going to listen to this, so I had to make sure that there was no slander or anything.
So Emily, why should we remove our the audio clips when they're all true just because it makes you feel uncomfortable? Those are your own words. So I hope this will help you to wake up too and remind you
the fight that you once had.
Yeah, because this is how it ended. Our lawyer replied to her for us and said, after prayer and seeking wise counsel, I have decided to pursue this legally no further. Yeah, I'm sure it was the prayer and the wise counsel, not the letter our lawyer sent to her. So that's the end of that. But which takes us back to this. So Emily, you agree that everything Haley is saying is true at multiple points in time. You've even said this all needs to get out and have praised Haley for speaking out and telling the truth. And you've said you're not going to be controlled anymore, but the enmeshment keeps pulling you back in. So I hope that you finally get free of this. And every time I hear about this, it just makes me think of Stephen King's It.
Oh,
this is basically
so perfect.
It in real life. If you don't know,
So
Stephen King's It is more than a supernatural horror story. It's a chilling metaphor for the cycle of child abuse and trauma. Set in the town of Derry, the novel follows a group of, I haven't actually read the novel, I've just seen the recent films and the older
the miniseries from
miniseries
the
in the
90s.
90s. Yeah. But the novel
So
follows a group of children, the Losers Club, as they confront a shape-shifting entity that often appears as Pennywise the Clown, which is, however, it represents the evil lurking beneath the surface of society, particularly the abuse, neglect, and violence that children endure. The adults in Derry are disturbingly indifferent or willfully blind to the horrors. Like, they see it happening right in front of them and they do nothing, which is just like what's happening in your family. They're blind to the horrors happening around them, symbolizing how society often ignores or forgets childhood suffering. That's the other thing. Do I talk about that? As the children grow up and leave Derry, they begin to forget the trauma they experienced, highlighting how many adults repress or disconnect from their painful past.
Stephen King was so ahead of his time.
Which is crazy because, yes, this is kind of, a lot of people don't know this, but
this was written in the 80s.
But the other thing about it is this monster, it comes back every 20 years to kill and devour children, basically. So the evil returns, and the now grown losers have to come back, or called back to confront it, because one of them stayed behind in Derry and never forgot. And they made a pact that if it ever came back, they would unite to stop it and kill it. So this guy who stayed behind, he ends up calling everyone from the Losers Club, and they're like, have their own lives now, and they had completely forgotten.
Which is
until
kind
he
of
called
what
them.
happened in 2023 with my family.
Yeah, a lot of people completely forgotten until something triggers it, and boom, there's the memory. So this illustrates that unless we face the trauma and break the cycle, the abuse will return, passed down, ignored, and perpetrated through generations. We know both your parents were abused, their grandparents were abused. I don't know how far back it goes.
It goes up and up and up.
It goes on down through the generations. It's still going on. Ultimately, it is a haunting reminder that true evil isn't just supernatural. It's the silent, forgotten wounds of childhood that only end when someone has the courage to remember and fight back. So this is real life It.
Here is something that people will often say to excuse what children go through. Well, children are resilient.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, children are resilient. Some of them get out. Some of them get out. But then their adult bodies will present the bill and say, pay up. It's time to pay up.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're left with the fallout and the devastation. Our life has been, oh my gosh, just trying to deal with this has been a walking nightmare.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, children are resilient. God designed our bodies to be incredibly resilient and to survive horrific things. But that doesn't mean that we should just be okay with it and expect the children to be okay with it, because eventually the children grow up and wonder, where was the help? Why wasn't I protected? Where were the trusting adults? Where were the safe people? Where was the love? Where was the love to shield me from all of this garbage? Where was it? And they will ask, and they will wonder, why didn't you do something? I know, I kind of got ahead. I knew that was coming up.
So
my rants were not playing. Sorry.
So we're wondering now, the real life It that's been going on in the Long family, and maybe other families, right? Maybe if you're
By the
watching
way,
this.
If you can stand horror films, please go watch it. It's brilliant.
I think the one made in the 90s was better.
That one was better.
It's more,
it was more of an
it's not-
accurate representation.
Yeah, it's
it was
a little
incredible.
slower paced than the
Yeah.
more modern actiony one.
Yeah, I feel like the modern one, they took a little, I don't know.
It does a better job of, you really see the metaphor of that this really it is child abuse.
Yeah.
We're wondering now, is it actually dead, or is it going to come back for the next generation? Most of the Long children are grown now, so maybe they're not at risk. But what about the next generation? Because many are married.
And
We-
have their own children.
Yes. And we know for a fact that already one member of the next generation has been touched.
Sexually, but then they've
Mhm.
also been, there's others that have been abused physically.
True. So it's already
It's already continuing.
the wave
and
is
I'm
building.
done with it. I really do not want my nieces and nephews to suffer anymore. I'm done with we have it has to stop. So Long siblings, if you're watching, and I know most likely you are, one day, your children will find this video series. And those of you who have committed crimes in your teens, they will ask you, Mommy, why didn't you get help? Why didn't you get help? Or if you were only a victim of all of this, they will ask you, why didn't you speak out? Why did you help to cover up the truth and protect abusers? Why didn't you join with Haley in putting an end to the abuse? Why? There will be questions. The piper must be paid at some point. Silence in the face of evil is itself evil. God will not hold us guiltless. Not to speak is to speak. Not to act is to act. Time is running out, and the choice is yours. Which action are you going to take?
Thank you so much for watching, and if you have been through any kind of traumatic event yourself, or you're in the middle of processing that, that can be an incredibly isolating experience. I myself know how painful it is. And so I have created a free community called Trauma Bond for anyone and everyone who would like to find people who they can not just commiserate with, but find resources and the help that they need. So click the link in the description or the comments below, and I look forward to seeing you in the community.